Welcome back here to the 2013 PSP World Cup. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya, and we are about to start the divisional finals. First up in the D4 final, like we were talking about, man, another Texas team. Houston Zone making it in to the D4 final against Detroit Action, and that game is about to go down here in just about a minute, and then after that, it's going to be Project Mayhem and Adrenaline Army, and then we'll have the D2 finals. And then after that, it's going to be Red Storm taking on Trade My Gun Outlaws in Division 1. Wow, so.
Hey, the Trade My Gun Outlaws, man, they're no joke. I play with those cats. Good people. You got Cody Minkowski on that team. I mean, they have a good group of people. David Weinrob, I've known that kid since he was like, well, since he was a kid. I mean, he was like 2 feet tall, weighed about 4 pounds. But, you know, all these teams coming out right now, look at how Houston Zone. Keith Brewer, Raymond Elwood, Mike Hemsington, Chase Reed, and I'm going to give a shot at this one right now. Nicholas Kalunga. Good players. I mean, I watched these guys play. They came up in the ranks. They're running it down. They got 15 seconds for the first point against Detroit Action, who's Robert Shuram, Dennis Liziness, James Michael, Mikey Erickson, and Grant Neblo. So let's see how these guys go for each other. I mean, they're in the finals. Obviously, have a lot of game.
Detroit Action going to be on your left-hand side. They're easy to spot. They got the big old D on their back, and they lose a player off the break here, heading out on the snake side of the field, but immediately get up into that center and start wrapping around and trying to run up there, though. But I think he got a little bit too excited about being all the way up there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on right now in the finals. Shot a guy on the break, went straight to the X right away, but clears out 3 bodies, Houston Zone, now with just 2 left against 3 Detroit Action players out. Another player drops off.
Dude,
Here comes James Michael towards the snake side.
I love watching these kids, man. I mean, not kids, but I love watching these teams. Division 4 is like semi-pro when we were younger. These guys are good, man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, no joke, the level of play in the divisional ranks has impressed me and has really increased like drastically in the past 3, 4, 5 years, and they look pretty good out there. You know, the only difference really in the ranks is there's the timing. You know, timing and mental toughness, because they just don't have the experience and that time behind the gun. I mean, you really have to be in that combat headspace. You got to spend a lot of time in the middle of games in order to really kind of understand the timing and the fundamental nature of how difficult it is to play in these top-level divisions. But hey, you got to give it to these guys, fighting hard. It's so hard to make the final games at the World Cup. Now look at this, Detroit Action.
Yeah, Houston Zone right now fighting back. Number 8, Nicholas Kalunga. Houston Zone is used to being
look
here.
at the shot.
As
That's
Houston
your saying,
Zone,
Todd.
Mike Hemmingson comes down the Dorito side and finishes out the last player. But Houston Zone, there's Nicholas Kalunga on your screen, number 8. We've seen these guys before. This isn't the first time that they've made the finals and been on the webcast playing on the main field. So Houston Zone, you know, doing another good job representing Texas, getting back into the finals here.
Yeah, you know, Todd, Maddie, myself, and Steve Rabikoff were actually talking about the level of play and the guys that come out of the Texas programs. I mean, these guys are no joke, man.
Well, all year long, you know, it doesn't look like VCK or AC Dallas was able to make it into the final games, but they represented Texas very well this year, won some tournaments, playing in the finals, and yeah, Texas paintball is no joke. And as we just saw Houston Heat get defeated by San Antonio X Factor, so talking about representing Texas, San Antonio X Factor going to be playing that final against Canada's best, Edmonton Impact.
And they are fired up right now. I was talking to Alex Rodriguez, Scott Kemp, who's a really close friend of all of ours. And, man, those guys are they're fired up right now. But we'll come back, you guys, 1-0 Houston Zone after these messages.
A&S Gear is having their World Cup Super Sale. We've got A&S pods for half off. A&S gas tanks starting as low as $99.95. We've got swabs so cheap, that you can throw them away. You can get Nelson paint arriving at your door, $31.95. Jerseys, we've got them starting at $4.95. And pants, starting at $29.95. Shop now at ansgear.com and don't miss out on the biggest paint.
Here we go, split screen breakout, Detroit action. Down 1 here to Houston zone, 10 minutes and 7 seconds to go. This is a race to 4 points. And then up the break, or off the break, up the center, Detroit action. And they lose a body on the D side and also on the snake side. So just 3 left alive here for Detroit action. Houston zone in the driver's seat yet again.
You know, but look at the aggressiveness on the center of the A and the left-hand side of your screen. And look at the back line right now of Houston zone. Kind of chilling out, but when he gets shot out of the A. Commentator kill for Chris Lasoya. That guy was up there. He got up there so quick, man. And these guys are athletes, straight athletes.
Yeah, they look fast. They look good. Again, man, you know, the difference between the divisions isn't so much necessarily the style and how everyone, you see these guys running around, they look great, you know? I mean, they obviously have a high level of paintball skill. They're playing in the finals, for God's sake. Of course they do. 400
teams.
Here comes Raymond Elwood through the middle of the field right now, looking for that last kill.
Lord.
He and Chase Reed get the double bunker on the last player for Detroit action. So Houston zone right now, after losing a ton of bodies on the break and then pulling it out to win the first point. Just dominant here. Detroit action charges that A. Houston zone plays smart, wins some gun battles, and look pretty dominant in that last point there. You know, maybe showing a little bit of their experience, man, as we were just talking about. You know, their experience. It's tough when this is your first time here because there's so much more emotion going through you.
Lots of pressure.
Just like the pressure of thinking about being in the finals, not knowing what it's like, not wanting to miss the opportunity. And then you have Houston zone who's been here before, you know, and they're like, okay, we know how this feels. We know how we got here. And, you know, we're just going to play our game.
Yeah, so actually let's head down to the sidelines here with an interview with the team from Detroit action with Lauren. Let's check it out.
I'm standing down here with Matt Pionk. Matt, obviously you guys have been playing really well. You're here in the finals, but tell us how this field layout plays to your strengths.
It's a very good field to lock down. We can definitely sit in the back bunkers and just cross it up and lock it right down. You know, if we need to, we can run it up the gut and play super aggressive. So it kind of plays to our strengths. We've got really strong snake side and Dorito side play.
Awesome. Coming into today, what were you guys focusing on to make sure you could get first place here at World Cup?
Just practice, practice, practice. We've been getting right down to the fundamentals, a lot of landing, a lot of breakouts, a lot of snap shooting. Like I said, fundamental paintball is all what we're about at action.
All right, well, you guys are down 2 points now, but we'll see if you can get some points on the board.
Thanks.
Detroit action right there on your screen. Sorry, Maddie. Detroit action. Those guys came a long way, man. All these guys, look at them. You know what I hate about being me? I hate being old. Because look at these guys. They're all athletes. And these kids run circles around me right now.
Hey, you had your time, my friend.
I did. My time has expired. I feel like a sour milk. Oh, God.
So here we go. Detroit action down 2 in this race to 4 against Houston zone. 9 minutes still on the clock, so if Detroit action wants to try to get back in it, they could do it. But you know what, though? We just listened to Detroit talk about how they've been locking the field down, but that's not working right now against Houston zone.
You know, but right there, Detroit action getting up in that middle every game. 2 down, 3 down now for Houston zone. Detroit action coming at him. Look for the run up the middle. Don't get too crazy, because last time he did that, he got blown to pieces. But this guy right here in the center for Detroit action makes it up there so quick. Able to take out a couple guys on the break. But now up 4 bodies to 2 is Detroit action. But down 2 points. Oh, there goes one more for Houston zone. Todd, 1 player left alive. That was...
Yeah, Detroit action up in that 50 Dorito over there doing work across the field. There's still 1 body for zone in the Dorito side corner. But Detroit action now pushing hard up the Dorito side, and with a little pressure from the snake side, gonna pinch out that last zone player in the corner as we get a hot landing coming in. Fantasy flight right above us.
You know what I like about this place? We sit here and I mean, besides the great paintball action we see all day, there are some awesome old school planes around here. Like, you can hear it in the background, I'm sure through our mics. That's a P-51 Mustang. Amazing. Some people might not know what a P-51 Mustang is, but that was the stallion of the sky. I mean,
That's because you're the stallion of the ground. We'll be right back after these
Oh,
messages.
Jesus.
One of the fundamental issues with traditional paintball markers is the loader on top of the gun. To eliminate those issues, we integrated the loader directly inside the gun. You're not going to have a hopper being a big target for your opponent to hit, and your field of vision will not be restricted anymore. We've done a ton of field testing with different tournament players, different employees. Nobody wants to give this gun back. It's badass.
Man, it is so awesome to be at the Fantasy Flight. We literally just got strafed by a plane that's probably about 75 years old.
Actually,
Here it comes again. My God, that is so cool.
The first flight of the P-51 was in 1940, actually. The introduction to military service in 1942, and it's been around for quite some time. But P-51 Mustang.
That's one of the reasons we won World War II.
Yeah, well, amongst the fact that we're badasses. I mean, with all due respect, of course. But no, this is awesome.
That wasn't a very American statement, because if you're European, they think that the Soviets won them World War II.
Yeah, well, I failed math, so. And look at this. There it is right here. Amazing, amazing time out here, right here at the World Cup. 2 seconds.
All right, so let's get back to some more awesomeness here. The D4 finals happening. 2-1 is the score. Detroit Action scored that last point here and trying to tie this game up with 7 minutes, 32 seconds to go. And Detroit Action losing 2 off the break, Chris.
Yeah, man. You know, Houston zone 2-1. Detroit Action trying to go up the same move again up the middle and getting blocked out by Houston zone. So that was one of those G's. The other one coming out of the Dorito side corner. You can see the far side, the last 3 players remaining on Detroit Action just trying to zone up right now. And there's Houston zone. Look for them to try to get in the snake real quick, because that's going to be the move that's going to kind of push the envelope. The snake has been very dominant. Oh, he heard me.
Nobody's looking at the snake right now. Houston zone player Nicholas Kalunga coming across into snake 1. Looking to get some shots across the field on the Doritos.
And Houston.
Looks like Detroit Action has now picked him up. Or maybe not. I'm not sure if they know he's in there.
Well, I mean, God, those 2 cans are so detrimental to crossing it up. And, oh, there goes another Detroit Action player. Oh, another one.
There goes Raymond Elwood out of the middle.
Oh, you see that? he came out and just kind of gave him a love tap. But he's going to take the walk as well for Detroit Action, unfortunately.
He's going to have a headache after that.
Yeah, Travis Nanis right there running in the flag or somewhere.
So Houston zone 1 point away right now from taking this World Cup victory here in Division 4.
They seem so calm and collected. I mean, they're like, okay, we got this.
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, it seems like they've been here before.
Yeah, man.
And they're definitely acting like it, because if I had just won that point right there and I'm 1 point away from winning the World Cup, I would have done a little arm pump maybe.
Something.
A little arm pump,
like
something.
Little Nicky
something.
Cuba
yeah, little
thingy.
neck slice, some bit of emotion. But anyway, we'll be right back after this. So welcome back here, Division 4 final, the 2013 PSP World Cup with Matty Marshall, with Chris Osoy and Todd Martinez. And right now we are watching Houston Zone up 3-1 over Detroit Action. Talk about action. That's what Houston Zone's been doing. They've been controlling action out there on the field and exerting their will on Detroit Action.
Yeah, man, playing really, really well right now. I mean, their lanes on the break are good. Their moves are great. You know, Detroit Action, they're doing well. They're trying to get the middle of the field, but unfortunately, you know, they picked it up. Houston Zone did, and zoned him out, so to speak. But, you know, Detroit Action not out of this yet, 3-1.
They're not, of course. I mean, there's still 6 minutes and 21 seconds left. They could come back. We haven't seen penalties play a factor. My God, we've seen crazy penalty matches so far at this event. Not too many. It's been kind of isolated to certain specific games. And, yeah, so let's get a little shot here, the eye in the sky, checking out the...
This thing is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, this aerial production or shot brought to you by Hustle Paintball. Look at this. Wow. It's such a gigantic event here at the World Cup. Really kind of give you a perspective of just how big this event is and what the PSP has to build in order to house 400 teams. And then you can't even see this right now. You're looking at the parking lot, but there's wood surrounding this, and we're here at the Fantasy of Flight in Polk City, Florida. But 10-man fields, UWL fields. There's been, you know, it was cool to see like Team Strange come back and play 10-man again, like pretty much the entire team.
Yeah, Team Strange. You don't hear that. Haven't heard that name in a while, but that's an old school.
Well, they were a
amazing
giant
team.
Yeah, well, they were a big team for a long time.
It's like half
One of
Tampa
the top
damage.
teams.
Like, I mean, it's...
Yeah, and there's still
Yeah.
some Strange players out there
Yeah.
actually competing at the highest level.
Yes, sir.
Timmy Probst.
Timmy Probst,
Yeah,
guys.
if
Such a
anybody
good...
can remember names like Jimmy Sareva, Mark Davis,
Oh, Lord.
Jammer,
Jammer. Who's the coach?
Jammer's
Who's the
out there.
coach of...
Paul Alders.
Paul
Yeah,
Elders.
Paul Alders, man.
Dude, he's now
Definitely
an elder.
shout out to Paul Alders for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Team Strange. It's cool though. We're seeing a lot of guys kind of get back into the sport right now, and I think that, you know, the resurgence of some of these guys coming back, and these are guys that led teams and really devoted a lot of time to it, and they're kind of coming back in the game right now. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, Dan Holiday is another former Strange player.
Mm-hmm.
Split screen breakout. Detroit Action on your left, Houston Zone on your right. Detroit Action has to make something happen for themselves. 1 point away. Oh, and there goes number 54 on the right side of your screen, taking the walk. That's Raymond Elwood for Houston Zone. Down one player on the break.
Yeah, Detroit Action now not charging up to that A just yet. But they over here, both cans shooting to the outside. Dorito 1 shooting on the inside. Snake Temple shooting on the inside. And then they have their last body over here in the snake corner. Now they attack the middle after they get a couple kills. 2 more bodies walking off right now for Houston Zone. So smart timeout taken, able to get a good game plan together, go up bodies early. Detroit Action trying to get back in this game right now, down 3-1. But we already saw Houston Zone pull off a 2-on-3, 2-on-4 already. So need to be a little bit smart pushing into zone right now. 5:18 on the clock. Detroit Action right there. There's Nance. Travis Nance crossed up. He's got Nicholas Kalunga. They're both actually shooting towards the Dorito side right now. And charging down the middle of the field. Looks like Mikey Erickson, as Detroit loses a body. You got to go in smart. Can't give these bodies away. Got to close properly. We got Grant Neblo here in Snake 3. Oh, I think another body drops off for Detroit. So Kalunga doing work right now, but then he gets shot. Kalunga walks off. So it is just a 2-on-1. Erickson and Neblo. Oh, and there goes Travis Nance out of the corner. I think Erickson got a shot in on him.
Bringing it within 2 points.
Yeah, so breath of life here for Detroit Action, because if they lost that point right here, they were going to lose the World Cup. Second, second's not too bad though, man. I mean, to fight all the way here,
hate second.
I know I hate second too.
God.
But I'm just saying, you know, if these guys fight all the way here and get onto this final matchup on the webcast, but they're obviously fighting strong for this win. 4 minutes and 16 seconds to go here. This game brought to you by Camp Pendleton Paintball. You know, one of the cool things is that, you know, the health of the sport is really dictated by how many divisional teams you have. And talking about a field that really supports divisional teams in Southern California, Camp Pendleton Paintball Park. So you want an awesome place to scrimmage and play, bring your friends out for a private group, check out Camp Pendleton Paintball. 3-2 right now, and totally enough time for Detroit Action to get back in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, without question. I mean, Detroit Action coming back, getting a good point right there. They needed that point to, obviously stay in the game, but also they need the point, and they know they can do it. They shoot 2 people on the break, and I think one more quick after that. I think they need to continue shooting people on the break and get down the field quickly. They're fast, man. I watch these guys. I think they got to stay out of the middle, though, because they picked that up pretty quick.
We'll isolate the aggression of Houston zone and then try to work their game plan. And the game plan was a little bit slow and methodical, and so if they are able to get those shots and then they can implement that plan, we'll see,
Absolutely.
And then after this, coming at you, D3 final, Project Mayhem versus Adrenaline Army. After that, it's going to be Hustle and DC Devastation. Now, we've seen those 2 teams up here before.
That's going to be a good game.
That's going to be an awesome matchup in the D2 final. And then the D1 final and the D Challengers Division final is going to be Vicious and Texas Storm. That should be crazy. Todd, how you feeling about that game?
I'm ready. It's going to be good. It's going to be exciting for sure.
Yeah. Do you think Texas Storm's going to get 15,000 penalties again, or?
I hope so. That would be wonderful.
It would make your job a lot easier.
It'd definitely make my job a lot easier, but, we want to earn it. We want to come out here and play some good, solid paintball like we know we can. And out to the snake side corner, losing both corners on the break, actually. Detroit Action. So Houston Zone coming out and blowing up 2 Detroit Action players on the break, but also losing their snake side runner. Nicholas Kalunga comes running off. I'm sorry, Keith Brewer comes running off right now for Houston Zone. So a 4-on-3 situation. Detroit Action bugs out from the Dorito can to the Dorito corner. Snake side can looked like he just took a bounce right on his chest. Still decent field position over here on the snake side. It's always good to have that wide body over there on the Dorito side, Detroit Action. Houston Zone right now in the Dorito 1. Looking across the field at the snake side temple. 2 snake players for Houston Zone. Both working on the snake players for Detroit Action. Just trying to shoot on the inside. Time also in favor of Houston Zone, as Houston Zone does have the lead. 3 minutes ticking off. So Detroit Action gonna have to keep that in consideration. They make a bump and switch. And that allows Houston Zone to also come across into the snake and then bump into the snake side corner as well. So Detroit Action, that might have cost them big right there. Houston Zone player bumped up on the Dorito side into the temple, and that caused the snake side can of Detroit Action to switch. And right when he did that, both Houston Zone snake players made a move. Nicholas Kalunga took a fat core sample diving into snake 2. He's trying to get all that mud out of his barrel.
So slower point here, as man, it's all at stake right now. World Cup Division 4 final at stake. Houston Zone up 3-2 against Detroit Action. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go. 3-on-3. And Houston Zone just trying to maintain that lead right now.
And here comes Detroit Action, mirrored up on the Dorito side now. Not sure if he knows where the snake player is of Houston Zone. Definitely did not. I think he just caught one in the pack right there.
Actually, I think he dipped out of it, actually. I can see this kid running down the wire and blowing this guy.
Oh, and Houston Zone dropping the ball. Mike Hemmingson gets shot down the wire. That allows Detroit Action player to come up almost to the 50-yard line, but Kalunga here in the snake. He's got Neblo in front of him. Lizziness, Erickson back here in the corner. Detroit Action looking like they want to make a move down the snake right now.
Todd, Detroit Action is going to have to do something, man. They're losing this game right now, so they're going to have to put some sort of aggressive push together.
This is what's going to happen. They're going to tie it up. There's going to be 30 seconds left in the game, and it's going to go to overtime. 54, Raymond Elwood right now trying to back up his front player.
Well, the humidity also really setting in right now. It is
I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I thought I was in the shower.
So here comes Detroit Action. Gonna have to hang that flag though. It looks like it's a, do we have a one-on-one right now?
No, it's over. Gonna hang the flag, like I said.
Yeah,
30,
I thought there was
they're
one
gonna tie
player
it
left
up
alive
with
in the back corner bunker.
They're gonna tie it up with 30 seconds left.
Oh no!
As I
Elwood
said.
got shot.
Yeah. They're not that smart. I mean, I think that right there, hanging it. Okay, 24 seconds. I'm sorry. But we've had some fast points here. You know, tying it up, they were down so many points. Detroit actually coming back on Houston's zone, looking really, really good.
Yeah, they looked really good right now. I mean, this is big for Detroit Action to come from behind here and tie it up. And with 24 seconds left, there's a decent chance that we will see. In fact, we're probably going to see an overtime here. So there's going to be 3 minutes put on the clock. If we do not decide a winner, well, then it's going to go to one-on-one shootouts.
I can't wait to see that. And DC Devastation had that with Hustle in the last tournament when they came head-to-head again, correct?
Yeah.
I think that was right. So
I think it was Hustle and DC Devastation.
It was. I was talking to Brandon Rabakoff, and he's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to this game because it's not going to happen again. So there's a lot of good games coming. Like, this is a pure example, 3-on-3. This is World Cup championship for these guys, Division 4, top-level teams playing right now against each other.
Well, just a few seconds are left on the clock. Well, I don't know. We're going to find out, man. It could be crazy.
I think they're going to go to overtime. I really think they are. I mean, they're going to come out conservative, I think, and kind of shoot each other's lanes. Fastest point we've had this tournament was, I want to say 30-some seconds.
I think it was right around 30 seconds. 15 seconds
15
apparently
seconds,
was the
but I
fastest
think
point.
that's 15 seconds, but I think that was when it was conceded as well. So, but either way, I mean, we talked about this yesterday, Maddie. You can make it from flag, well, I can't, but you can make it from flag station to flag station in about 15 seconds, 20 seconds?
I think so, but you know, having to shoot all those other guys is just going to take a little bit of time.
I kind of take those guys out of the equation.
Well, the question is one team going to try and win this in 24 seconds?
I don't think so. I mean, if
or
you're,
are they
if you're,
both going to be content to go to overtime?
I think they're going to be content to go to overtime.
That's what I was saying exactly.
I think that's the smart play at this point. If there was maybe, but you know, any time that this question is brought up, it really always has to do with, you know, the break. Yeah, for sure. So here we go on the field.
Up the middle, look at this. Houston zone. Oh, bloodbath in the center. Look at, see, how cool is that? That's what I like to see about these. Oh, and a major penalty on Detroit Action. Oh, no. And here comes Houston zone. They're going to go to overtime, Maddie.
Wow. So I thought with that penalty that maybe they might have had a chance. I mean, that's if you want to win a 24-second point. Yeah, I hope the other team gets a major penalty.
I wasn't expecting that,
Hey,
but
well,
hey, you know what?
Houston zone took a shot at it.
Hey, hats off, man. They all went to the center. Houston zone 2 up. Detroit Action went to 1 to the center. But now what's going to happen is they're going to go to overtime, and now they're going to have a penalty.
Yeah, well, no, because it's a bit different here in the divisional ranks.
Okay.
The penalties, a major penalty is a 2-for-1. There's no
okay.
actual penalty box down in Division 4. So basically, that's a thank God for for Greg Michael who got pulled on the penalty. And it's so yeah, Detroit Action's breathing a breath of fresh air that this isn't because if this was a different scenario and they were in the Champs or Challengers League, that penalty would carry over, but it doesn't. So we got it. It's all tied up right now. Tied up at 3-3. So we're going to throw 3 minutes on the clock. There's going to be an overtime period. Do you think? I mean, these points have been pretty slow. I mean, I think that we got a legit shot here of there being some shootouts.
I would love to see that
I hope
right
so.
now.
We've been begging for it.
Yeah.
What do
Well,
you
I
think,
mean,
Todd?
think about it. I mean, I'm sorry, Todd. Fastest point ever. This tournament, not ever, but this tournament. 15 seconds. It was damage against impact, and damage actually won that point. It was a conceded point, but it was still 16 seconds. But I think I'm with you, Maddie. I think they're going to kind of roll out. They're going to shoot their guns, and going to go to one-on-one. I'd be excited to see that.
That would be fun.
You know, and these, like, look at these players right now. They're no joke. I mean, their gunfighting skills, they're a little slower than most of the pros, but they're not bad,
Well,
man.
it looks like there's a timeout on the field, but yeah. So, but yeah, it's D4, and it's amazing what these guys were able to do to even get here, and now fighting to a tie at the World Cup final. And what a great story for these guys when they go back. Like, yeah, I'm sure they have crazy stories just to even get here, and then yeah, we got to the final, and you know, for Detroit Action, bringing it back and tying it up before they head here into the overtime period. And then if we can't determine a winner in 3 minutes, well, then we're going to see those shootouts, and it would just make the story that much more awesome.
Well, like you said, Maddie, I mean, you sit there and look at it, and the amount of games these guys play to get to this spot. I mean, I looked at their schedule. I was like, I'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
I mean, with this heat, I mean, and these guys probably come with 5 or 6 players, not a lot, or some of them come with 10. But man, it's a workout just to get to this spot where they're at right now. So my hats are off to these guys, man. There's no way I think I could do it.
Yeah, so we got 1 minute and 35 seconds left. Next up, coming up, we got Project Mayhem taking on Adrenaline Army, and then Hustle taking on DC Devastation. Then we'll head into D1 final, and then Vicious and Storm, and then X Factor going to be taking on Impact. Who are you guys picking in that game? Chris, I'm not even going to ask. You're going to take Impact. Who do you got, Todd?
I'm going to go with X Factor.
Yeah?
Yeah.
X Factor,
Why
they're
not?
fired up.
They're looking good, man.
Why
They're fired
not?
up, man. They are fired up. I mean, Impact's used to being in the spot where they're going to be, but X Factor's fired up right now. Like I said, I talked to Scott Kemp, Archie Mono. I saw all those guys down there, and I'm like, they're like, let's go.
Well,
they're ready to go right now.
Watching the roster, it's just so interesting to see the behind-the-scenes story with that team. And, it's like the NFL's got 24/7, or I'm sorry, Hard Knocks, and boxing's got 24/7. Well, Paintball has the roster, and then also Dirter's been doing some good work too. Fascinating story with the 187 crew that they put out recently. So, you see these behind the scenes things that go on with all these teams, and everyone can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? It's just everybody can relate to that struggle that it takes to try to compete out here.
Yeah, without question. And now we're going down 20 seconds before the start of this overtime point. Houston zone, Detroit action, coming back from a 2-point deficit to tie it up at 3-3 to go to overtime. So I'm looking forward to seeing these guys right here. That's Detroit action on your screen right now. Grant Neblo, Robert Sharam, Mikey Erickson, James Michael, and Dennis Liziness taking on Houston zone.
Up the middle on the break, taking one in the goggles, Mike Hemmingson. So Detroit action draws first blood. Houston zone, 4 bodies.
Can they finish it out, though, is the thing. Within 2 minutes and 41 seconds, Detroit action. Oh, they lose Dennis Liziness. That's the best paintball name I've ever heard, I think.
Right?
It's a lot of N's and S's.
Yeah.
It is.
James Michael, Mickey Erickson, Robert Schramm, and Grant Neblo still on the field for Detroit action for Houston zone. Kalunga Nance, Raymond Elwood, and Chase Reed. So 4-on-4, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. And want to talk about a situation that would present itself that would potentially end up in a one-on-one shootout is this. 4-on-4, both teams losing a body off the break. And now these guys are going to settle in. So unless we see somebody die out of their bunker or a big move made, which I don't think is going to happen, in the next minute and I'd say 15 seconds, we will see a one-on-one shootouts.
Now, with that, Maddie, I mean, explain this to me, and because I'm not really exactly sure. Explain to me and everybody else. When it comes to one-on-one, is it the best of 3, or is it the first one-on-one and that's it, or what is it?
Hey, playoff matches, OT, and the shootout is going to consist of 5 60-second one-on-ones. The first to 2 points wins.
Amazing. On your screen right there, you have Detroit action trying to make a move up the snake, mirroring number 8, Kalunga from Houston zone. I mean, Maddie, you called it, man. They're going to come out zoning up.
Well, we see this all the time, Chris. I mean, it's 3 minutes is actually not a lot of time.
It's not.
Which is kind of cool because that means we get to see one-on-ones.
I'm so excited right now.
But the thing was, it all comes down to the break, and then each team shot a body off the break, which is going to slow things down. I mean, yeah, they're making some moves. They're up in the snake. Both teams have a player in the snake, and Houston zone able to get into snake too. But unless somebody actually shoots somebody in the next, I'd say, 15 seconds, and then another dynamic move is made off of that, I don't really see. I don't see either one of these teams scoring a point here, and I think we're going to go to shootouts.
No, I'm excited. This is me excited right now.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
I mean, these two teams, the best of the players they got coming out to do a one-on-one against each other. Hopefully, well, I mean, it's 30 seconds left in this game. Tied 3-3. This is the World Cup, man. These guys, they're playing smart paintball. I can't knock them right now. I mean, this is exactly what I think I would do if I was in their position.
Kalunga sitting in snake 2 is about to get ran down right now, coming through the middle. And that's going to be a trade out. Detroit action trying to make something happen, but not going to have enough time with 7 seconds left. We are going to go to shootouts. So we'll see who's been at home practicing their one-on-ones. Detroit action running down the middle of the field right now. A little bit too late on that move.
How long are the one-on-ones? I mean, is there a time limit? Or
60 seconds.
60 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man.
First to 2 points. 5. So we're about to see the shootout that we've been begging for all event long.
I can barely get to my bunker in 60 seconds.
Well, the thing is that and this shootouts only happen on Sunday, because if you get through the 3-minute overtime period during the prelims, it's just a tie. Trying to fit so many games in here for schedule's sake, so that's just the way it goes down in the prelims. But it's Sunday, we got to decide a winner, and so we're heading to shootout. So who is gonna? So this is how you always know when you want to ask or decide. We could sit here and talk forever. Even these guys could talk. We got one of these guys and cornered them and said, hey, who do you think are the best players on our team? They're going to say a bunch of stuff, but how that is really decided is who you would send out for one-on-ones to win the World Cup. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I'm down here in Houston Zone's pit with Glenn Landcliffe. Now, are you guys feeling nervous out here on the field? You're in front of tons of people. You're on the pro field. Is it a little nerve-wracking?
Well, it is the final, so that's definitely makes it a little nervous. But we've been here several times this year, so we feel confident we can pull it off here. We got some good gunfighters out there, so.
You were just in this 3-minute overtime, tied 3-3. Did you guys strategize and want to go into one-on-ones, or were you hoping to get that point there?
No, we definitely wanted to end it right there. But if it has to go this way, then this will work for us.
All right, we're going into those one-on-ones, so we'll see who takes it, Houston Zone or Detroit Action.
So heading out for, as soon as we figure out who's coming out for each team, we'll let you guys know. But we got about 13 seconds before the start of this one right here, and here they come. Team sending their guys out. It's a little bit late to get out there.
No kidding, right? I'd have been out there camping. And here we go. It looks like Mike Hensington taking on.
I think it's Mike Hensington or Henningsen and Robert Schramm for Detroit Action, Henningsen for Houston Zone. Houston Zone is on your left-hand side of your screen. So let's see what Mike can do here.
Oh, drops one in on Hensington.
So Schramm pulling off the first one, and it's a 1st to 2. So right now, Robert Schramm, talking about making a name for yourself. Well, that's how you do it. And those are the first 2 players. So again, that's how you decide who really a team thinks are their best guys.
That was amazing right there. I mean, I think he just dropped one in on him as he was trying to make that little bump up to the little tower. Oh, man, unfortunate. But Houston Zone still in this race to 2. Next up for Houston Zone Detroit Action, another 60 seconds going back on the clock. We're going to start this up in about 30 seconds, Todd. What do you think, man?
And here comes Lizziness on the screen for Detroit Action. Taking on Elwood. Raymond Elwood, number 54 for Houston Zone. Or I should say this is James Michael coming out right now. So Michael versus Elwood.
10 more seconds left before these guys go toe-to-toe. Houston Zone down 1 point. Detroit Action up by 1. It is a race to 2, so if Elwood cannot pull this out, James Michael will take this home for Detroit Action and win the World Cup in this Division 4 final. Split screen right here, both teams, or both players, I should say, mirroring each other up.
So Detroit Action, James Michael right here. It's going to be up to him, man. If he gets a shot in on Raymond Elwood, then that's it. Detroit Action going to fight their way back and win the World Cup.
Can you imagine the pressure down there right now, Todd? I mean, like you said, Houston Zone's been in this position before. So, but still, the pressure has got to be unbearable for these players in the field right now. Just 20 seconds left in this point. Both players not looking to do much of anything. Clock winding down, Todd. 10 seconds left in this one-on-one.
Oh, looking to make the same move.
Oh, well, it's close.
Oh, it looks
like coming down here last couple seconds. I don't know what he's grabbing the flag for.
Oh, he got him, though.
I think he got a shot in on him.
I think he got a shot in on him, though. Now, do you have to hang the flag?
Yeah, you got to hang the flag.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had enough time to go
So-
back for it. He had to grab it on the run,
Right.
but that was a good move.
It was a great move, actually.
Yeah.
So good point right there. I mean, it's no point, but it's still a good point. Houston Zone played that well.
Hey, yeah, he definitely gave it his all for sure. I mean, he went for had to go for the flag. He went and got it, made the aggressive move, and so it's still 1-0 here in these overtime shootout points. Detroit Action, they're just 1 point away here from taking this victory.
Let's see who's going to send out next.
Chase Reed coming out for Houston Zone.
Houston Zone cannot give up anymore. They have to score 2.
Looked like he was quizzing him like he was getting IG check to the club right there. Here we go, Chase Reed and Mikey Erickson.
All right, here we go.
So Mikey Erickson on the right-hand side of your screen, and Chase Reed on the left-hand side. Mikey Erickson's team here already had one one-on-one victory.
Must-win situation. Houston Zone is in. Chase Reed, all the pressure on him.
Well, Mikey deciding to go towards the Dorito side, which is actually away from the flag. So changing it up a little bit here, but there's a lot to work with on that side of the field. No, now cutting towards the center. Nice work. Mickey Erickson closing the field real quick. Chase Reed deciding to play a little bit more conservatively. And you see how far he's backed up off his bunker in a one-on-one situation. You don't need to be close to your bunker. Oh! Chase Reed
drops the shot.
Yeah, he dropped Mickey Erickson. And
Well,
so going to tie it up here.
And with that said, man, Erickson was the player that kept on going up to the A. So very, very aggressive play. I think that's exactly how I would do it personally. So he's one of those aggressive players that gets up in your face. Unfortunately, it did not work out for him this game.
Well, he got caught trying to get across there.
Yeah, yeah.
And Chase Reed just outweighted him right there and just waited for him to make a mistake, which he did. So now it's all tied up at 1 apiece here.
So exciting. So next up for Houston Zone and Detroit Action, next point will win this Division IV Finals for these guys. And I cannot wait to hear the crowd go crazy when it happens.
Who do you got? Who do you got stepping up over here?
I
got
don't know.
Detroit Action. I got Detroit Action.
All right, I'll take Houston Zone just by default because
Because I picked somebody else.
yeah.
No, but I mean, honestly, the reason I'm picking Detroit Action is because they were down 2 points. They were backs against the wall. They came back 2 points just to tie this up in order to be in the one-on-one right now. So with that said, I gotta pick them a little bit. You got Nicholas Kalunga from Houston Zone on your left
And Robert Schramm.
from Detroit Action.
So this is it. Next point is going to take this World Cup victory in the D4 final. And here we go. Is it going to be Nicholas Kalunga to be the hero for the day or Robert Schramm for Detroit Action? Kalunga for Houston Zone. Kalunga doing the same thing his boy just did. And now he's going to move up against close to the bunker. You can see there on the split screen. Kalunga on the left-hand side making his move up the center.
Kalunga looks a lot more comfortable than Sharam does right now. He's pretty confident in his shots.
Yeah, Kalunga locked in. He's going to load his gun, and here comes
nice
the move.
move.
Schramm makes
Nice
the move.
move by Schramm.
You know, in a one-on-one situation, the strategy is that you want to make the other player lose you. You want to make a move that he doesn't see, and that is how you win one-on-ones. So you see these guys jousting for positions right now. But Nicholas Kalunga right by the flag. He's going to grab it. He's not going to have enough time to get it in there, though.
Good heads-up paintball. You know, if you're Houston Detroit Action right now, Todd. Whoa, what happened? Oh, that was 60 seconds.
Yeah, it's
Man, that goes by quick.
yes, it does.
Wow. So, you know, Nicholas Kalunga getting up there, making the right move, but time just expiring on both these guys. Tied up 1-1 right now. Still going at it. 2 more one-on-ones to go. 2 more chances. What happens, Maddie? You know, it's not going to go that far because Detroit Action is going to come out blazing, and I can see them winning this point.
Well, this is it right here. This is going to be the 5th one-on-one. We have 2 go. Each team has scored 1 point. So it's whoever takes this one takes it.
Right there on your screen, Houston Zone. Keith Brewer coming out for Houston Zone.
Well, you probably just send more guys out there until we determine a winner.
Yeah.
It's a World Cup, man. Somebody's got to win. You're not sharing the World Cup trophy. That's for sure.
And the best name in paintball, Dennis Liziness, coming at you for Detroit action on your screen right there. Here we go.
Kind of changed it up there last second, tagging up. And here we go. So is it going to be Keith Brewer or Denny Liziness? We're about to find out here. Both teams with the point. This is the longest shootout we've ever seen before.
And look at the aggressiveness right here on on Detroit action. Getting up in the A.
Yeah, Liziness attacking, getting up in the center.
In the face.
Oh, so Liziness catches one, and it's going to be Keith Brewer.
Keith Brewer winning the World Cup for Houston Zone, Maddie.
Yeah, so Keith Brewer is going to help his team take the victory, and it's going to be Houston Zone. So, hey, Houston Zone takes it. But, man, what an amazing job by Detroit Action, even keeping their team in this matchup, though, you know? I mean, they were down a couple points. They fought back. They tied it up. And then also through the sudden death overtime, nobody won as the 3 minutes expired. So the hero of the day, Keith Brewer.
And here we go. Here's the celebration. Finally, Houston Zone coming so far. 400 teams at the World Cup. And the fighting coming through.
Yeah, Chris Todd, you know how hard it is. I mean, we've know guys on divisional teams that have won this event before. It is so tough to fight out of that divisional ranks and win this event because, hey, it's the World Cup. The best teams in the world are here from all around the planet. I mean, these guys probably played teams from all over just to even get into this situation here.
Yeah, but look at the sportsmanship, man. These guys have been here before. They're walking with confidence. They're like, yeah, we got this. You know, we've been here before. So look for Houston Zone, man. They've been around the block, and you said it earlier, Maddie.
Well, they better be bumping up to D3. You don't come into the World Cup, win it, and not move up. So anyway, let's check in with Lauren Kelly and the winners, Houston Zone.
I am down here with Keith Brewer. Congratulations, you won that last one-on-one to bring first place home for your team. How does it feel?
It feels pretty good. We won the series earlier, and we won Riverside and MAO just to end it off on cups. Pretty cool.
So you've been winning all season long. That is pretty impressive. Yes. Coming out here, though, coming to the champion field with people in the stands is a little bit more nerve-wracking than usual.
Well, we've been here before, so we know what it's supposed to look like and everything like that. It's pretty cool. I wasn't really that nervous until the one-on-one.
All right, well, you won that one-on-one for your team, so congratulations. That's it there. Houston Zone 1 against Detroit Action. Next up, we have D3 Project Mayhem versus Adrenaline Army, so stay tuned.